Meteorologist Rick Schluterman. Next cold front tomorrow brings active weather to the area, and some of the storms could be strong to severe. How about a full check of the numbers? That's just ahead.
A major lawsuit today involving white boy Rick and whether or not a judge will allow him to bring a $100 million lawsuit. I'll tell you how the judge ruled coming up.
Very bizarre details in an equally bizarre case out of Washtenaw County. A man shot and killed. We're going to tell you what investigators are sharing with us and why that could blow the case wide open. That's next.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
Well, we really hope you enjoyed today's beautiful weather because tomorrow could be a lot different.
That's right. We are at risk for storms, and Weather Authority Rich Luterman is here to tell us exactly when we should keep our eyes to the skies. Hi, Rich.
Hey there, Amy and Rube. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon and early evening that our next cold front that's out over the western Great Lakes is going to cross our part of the state. So again, tonight, tomorrow morning, no problem, but severe outlook for tomorrow places us in the slight risk for Saginaw, Detroit, down to Fort Wayne, Columbus, and Cleveland. Now, the main threat tomorrow will be some strong gusty winds, but there is a chance for some hail and perhaps an isolated tornado. That's on the low end of the risk scale. Right now, it's all quiet out there. 82 for us, 84 in Lansing, 81 out to our west in Grand Rapids. Live pictures from Mount Clemens. Hazy sunshine and 79. For the rest of tonight, it's mild and dry. We'll get down to 65, but it's tomorrow, especially afternoon and evening, that bring those storms into the area. Weekend looking good. How about a full check coming up in 10?
Rich, we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you. Breaking news from Florida tonight. We're told shots have been fired inside of a Walmart store. There's a large police presence, as you see there right now. The store is in Florida City. That's about 35 miles southwest of Miami. Injuries are being reported, but it's not clear how many people were hurt inside. We, of course, are monitoring this situation. We'll bring you more information as soon as we get it. Well, two teenagers accused of attacking an off-duty officer and trying to take his gun were back in court today. 17-year-old Marlon Henderson and 16-year-old Dwayne Whitley are both charged as adults, accused of robbing an off-duty Detroit police officer at a gas station on June 10th. A judge determined there is probable cause for the two suspects to be bound over to circuit court on charges of armed robbery and disarming an officer. Their next court date is set for July 26th.
And the search is on for the person who opened fire on M14, killing another driver.
Just awful. It happened Tuesday outside of Ann Arbor, and so far police don't have a lot to go on. Fox 2's Hillary Golston gives us a closer look.
Not very far from this spot on the shoulder, MSP has confirmed some very strange details on an equally bizarre case. Apparently, the victim was pulled over onto the shoulder, and then someone in a hoodie walked up and started shooting. Now, we don't know if that victim's vehicle was disabled or why that person was stopped to begin with, but answers to those questions could certainly blow this case wide open.
I was about a car length away. I heard a big bang.
It was pretty brazen. Broad daylight, Tuesday, 4:25 in the afternoon, a 28-year-old man from Detroit shot to death inside a car on M14 near Earhart in Ann Arbor Township.
At this time, we have no video of the incident. I don't believe there's any cameras out there in that area of M14.
But investigators are still scouring the area and nearby businesses where cams may have caught a fleeing vehicle. When police got there, they tried to save this man, but it was too late. MSP's Lieutenant Renee Gonzalez spoke with me from Lansing.
Is there any evidence thus far that this person was targeted?
At this time, we have no motive for what occurred out there.
Police don't have much to give us on a description of the suspect, except the fact this was a man in a hoodie, and he was in a dark-colored sedan.
That's the only information that we have, is what the public saw or what our witnesses saw.
Do you think anyone else was in that dark-colored sedan, the getaway sedan?
As far as what we have from witness statements is there was only one suspect outside of the vehicle firing at the victim, and that was the subject that jumped into the black sedan and left. So we don't know if there's a second suspect or not at this time.
I did ask Michigan State Police if they have any video of this incident. They don't, and that's why they're asking for drivers who were in the area of M14 and Earhart Tuesday around 4:25 to reach out to state police. If you have any dash cam video or might have caught some cell phone video of the incident or the aftermath, that could be very helpful to investigators. In Washtenaw County, I'm Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
All right, busy news day. Another one we're following right now. The infamous former drug dealer White Boy Rick in a federal courtroom today. He's suing the city of Detroit and the FBI for $100 million.
Rick Wershey is accusing authorities of coercing him into becoming a drug informant at the tender age of 14. Fox News' Charlie Langton joining us live with the latest developments on this case. Hi, Charlie.
Yes, hello. Listen, we literally just got out of court after a 3-hour hearing, and literally we just got out of court. Here's why we were in court today. Yes, White Boy Rick was in court today. Rick Wershey is his real name, and he was trying to preserve his $100 million lawsuit. He's suing basically a couple of people, a couple of entities, the FBI, the city of Detroit, the Detroit-specific police officers and FBI agents, all saying that basically they, and I'll make a general, kind of a general allegation, they conspired against him on 2 different occasions to keep him in prison. One, initially back in 1988, when he went to prison at the ripe old age. They started at 14 years old, grooming Rick Wershey to be an informant for the government. They say, Rick Wershey says, that's child abuse. That's part of this lawsuit. And then in 2003, when White Boy Rick was up for parole, he apparently was not paroled, and instead there was kind of a conspiracy amongst the people being sued to keep him in prison. That formulates the allegations against all those people. Now, why are we in court today? Because the FBI in the city of Detroit, the defendants in the case, they say White Boy Rick waited too long to bring the suit. He waited too long because he just filed the suit about 2 years or so ago after waiting about 30 years or so. And that, they say, violates the statute of limitations. Now, Rick Wershey says, wait a minute. I couldn't bring a lawsuit against the people that are keeping me in prison because they'd retaliate against me. And under the law, there is a provision. You can wait to bring a lawsuit, a civil rights claim, in a sense, if you're still in prison. But the people from Detroit and the FBI, they say, wait a minute, Rick Wershey had no fear whatsoever. He was able to tell his story in various appeals. He even asked the governor to commute his sentence, and he was talking about doing a movie deal. He wasn't in fear in prison at all. Nevertheless, Rick Wershey spoke just a little while ago after getting out of this 3-hour hearing. Here he is.
Did 30 years in prison for the same crime everybody else committed. As I was in here, my friend that was convicted when he was 16 years old texted me. I mean, he did 14 years, you know, so why was I held for 30 years? I think that the government and the powers that be are still trying to lie and cover things up that they did.
Now, Rick Wershey says that he is still in fear today, but he says, and his lawyer says, that legally, if you're in fear while you're in prison and you're going to sue the prison, Rick Wershey thinks today that had he brought the lawsuit 30 years or so ago when these things happened, he would still be in prison today. And that, he says, is unfair. Okay, so the judge, after this long hearing, is going to issue a written opinion. Nothing really happened today. However, the judge seemed to say that she wanted specifics. Who specifically, how did specific people retaliate against Rick Wershey while he was in prison? That is going to be quite an issue, but we'll have to wait till the judge writes an opinion. But again, Rick Wershey trying to preserve a $100 million lawsuit. The other side says you waited too long. I'm live here in the federal court in Flint. I'll send it back to you guys.
Interesting case here, Charlie, and I'm curious, you said that the judge seemed to indicate that she really wants more information, but do you think she's going to go ahead and write this opinion without that additional information?
Well, on this level, this is a first challenge. Theoretically, the FBI and the defendants in the case can get one more bite of the apple. We'll get into that later. But Rick Wershey, White Boy Rick's got to show that he didn't blow the statute of limitations, that he did not wait too long. That's the first challenge. But it's a big challenge here. When some of the allegations goes back to in the 80s. In fact, some of the people, one of the people being sued today is dead, and the other people have retired. So you got to be fair on both of these, and that's what the defendants were saying, is say, listen, these facts are so old, that's why we have a statute of limitations. That's why we put timelines on when you can bring these types of lawsuits. So it is going to be an issue that the judge is going to have to consider. Again, on the other side, White Boy Rick did more time, as you just heard him, in prison for a drug crime than maybe anybody in the whole state of Michigan. And there may have been some collusion, his allegations, that he stayed in prison because of what these entities did to him. Again, there could be another challenge down the road. We're not ready for a trial yet. We just want to see if there is enough evidence to suggest that White Boy Rick did not wait too long to bring the lawsuit. Judge didn't give a decision today. That's coming up probably in about 30 days in a written opinion.
Yeah, certainly he's looking for some kind of compensation, but will he get it? We'll have to see. All right, thanks so much, Charlie Langton. As always, we appreciate you.